The geeks came up with nothing based on the fact that that's not what geeks are for. They're not there to think about things. They're there to answer questions cleverly and produce. So you lot all come up with the ideas and the geeks go, yes, I can do that, or no, I can't do that. And that's their job. What we did come up with as a group is we had one member come in who had a job on that he needed 2 experts to work on with him, and we linked him to those 2 experts via other members of the community. Job done. He now leaves with at least connections to the skills he needs to deliver the job that he promised on time, to budget, whatever that mystery budget may be, while paying them a pittance each. I've done this because I didn't want to talk about work. We've had a few mentions of it already, of Pikachu, Chocopoo, whatever it's called. The whole idea of not talking about what you can do, but just doing a quick bit about you. And the whole point in social networking isn't, yeah, you get to learn each other's skills and find out what people are capable of, but more you get to work with and understand people that you can cooperate with, you can deal with and communicate with on a daily basis. You don't want to work with a bunch of idiots. We go into the office and grope each other up. Everyone else in our office freaks out completely. Here comes Dudley. I'll just prove the fact. All right, Dudley. See? And this is how we operate as a team. Because we all feel overly confident with each other's company to the point where it's quite disturbing to most people. But it works perfectly because as a group of blokes, unfortunately it's just a team of blokes at the moment with some small female input, from that point we've got to a point where we've got 4 people that work really well together, and that's why everything that you get delivered to you works on the level it works on. It's not about our skills. Our skills help because you're on a course to learn our skills, but really it's the kind of team that's there in place. So I've just produced this, which shows off my skills in some gratuitous way. But I did it because me and the other half, Ali, who's sat there looking like she drinks posh cocktails all the time, which she doesn't. I produced this because we went to a degree show and it was rubbish. So off the back of it, I saw one thing I liked, and it was someone's reflection of their father and the fact that they'd only lived life once and how wrong he'd got it. And it was the only interesting thing at that degree show, was actually seeing the self-destructive nature of someone's life on a wall, rather than somebody putting wallpaper up and writing the word in between all of it just to try and shock you. And you went, nice wallpaper, it's not shocking, it's a rubbish idea. So, no. So I came away from it and I went, that was rubbish, I'm going to produce something that kind of represents me. So there's all sorts of gibberish on there that actually comes up with my life, but it's more just to give you an idea of me. So, and off the back of it, I decided to produce a site which is not up yet, but it's a slightly screwed up site, and it's just about self-reflection. And it's called me.psd, and because it's about me and it's a .psd, a Photoshop file, how sad. But the idea is the site is so that people eventually will be able to put something up that just represents them, what they want to do, what they've done, and some kind of idea of the entity that's them. So there's just a couple of sections, and it's about my escape. My escape's basically my garden. I spend forever gardening. At the moment, half my garden has been donated to Johnny's garden, and our neighbours, who are scary chavs that look like they come around and murder you and steal your car and stuff, came and got free plants off us the other day, and we bonded with people we would never speak to in our entire life. If I'm completely honest, they scared the life out of me. And suddenly, I'm giving them plant advice, and you can communicate with people based on some dodgy old shrub we didn't want. There we go. So that's me. Thank you very much.
Right, we're just about done. That was kind of beautiful there, that teamwork thing. And then he came out with a rude word. I have to zoom in here because this is 2 girls, and we don't get too many girls. And actually, I think this is the start of a new group that I think might outgrow the rest of the group, which is this is the WAGs, yes. And I think that sort of collaborative working that Craig sort of touched on is actually kind of the future. I think that's how we're going to kind of work, really. Wow, just came in slightly too early there. That's my last bit, so I'll throw it open to you guys.
Looking at how we can actually develop the psychology side of things, basically, the actual mentoring of the community members, really, and hoping to develop your business skills. There are people out there that are actually, trained to actually help businesses develop that side of their businesses, and I'm sure that if we can find one or two individuals that we can actually help to actually improve the way that a lot of people starting their own businesses up from scratch can actually approach some of the business disciplines that they need to learn.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's coming back to be a trainer for us. I'm actually really excited to have him on board because a lot of experience in national franchise, big businesses.
Operational management, basically, and I'm working in a bigger corporate environment. So yeah.
Without sort of putting words in his mouth, one of the things that Mark spotted is that actually we've got a lot of people with good ideas, but sometimes with some kind of quite big gaps in their basic business kind of experience and skills. And with you, we want to try and kind of do like a little crammer session, a bit of a kind of boot camp thing about what underpins.
Yeah, I think some of the key things are just how people actually plan to start their businesses up, and do they have a plan going forward? Have they got any sort of contingencies about how they're going to develop their business, and what happens if something's going to go wrong, and their routes to market as well. You know, a lot of what the Axis course looks at is about e-commerce and about pay-per-click, and you know, that being such a useful way of optimizing, you know, Google, for example. But you know, most businesses should be actually thinking about, well, what happens if that goes wrong?
You are so modest.
Well, I've basically done what I was told to do on your course. I very much went the way and...
Twice the first. I hope you didn't.
No, I did.
As we go along.
I very much took the tools that were given on the course and I went home and implemented them, and I thought it's worked very well. We've got some really good results from it from some of the sites.
So you've kind of got your strategy. I mean, I'm not pushing you into doing this, but you did say it earlier on.
Yeah, I did say earlier on. It's a year since I did the course last year, but this year, from January up till now, every month I've doubled the number of inquiries, and in June alone on one website we're taking 200 inquiries, which is a lot of inquiries.
Oh,